Welcome back, guys. I am working on the windows. I was going to work on the sensor dome here, and I will in a minute. But I want to get some windows in place here, and I bought canopy glue for that. But after doing some testing, it's glue, so it's not a uniform shape. It's more like a glob that's in there. It's a clear glob, but I can still see. It looks like a window that's melted. You know, if you look at old glass, 100-year-old glass, you'll see it'll be streaking, and it's not dirt. That's the glass breaking down. Glass does break down, guys. It's not technically a solid. So what I did is I've been working on transparencies for the windows, and all I'm using here is, and this is why I keep all my containers I buy stuff in. Here's just old meat containers from Cub. It isn't ham in here, it's deli ham, or roast beef, or turkey, or whatever. And I kept them because I knew I needed clear plastic for some things, like this. So all I did with this, and it is clear, so, and you don't want that. You don't want clear, because you'll be able to see all your wires and lighting inside. You don't want to do that. So I just took some 200 grit and I just scuffed the ever-living crap out of this thing. Just like that. And then I took some 800 grit and I went over it to kind of smooth it out. Like that. And as you can see, it's not perfectly opaque, but I can still see my fingers through there, but it should be enough to hide all of my lights and not get that twinkling light effect. So I've been gluing in. This was a bear because of the shape, and I had to replace the windows. But as you can see, there is now quote unquote glass in there and in these guys here, and also down under here. And I've just got a little bit of what's it called, canopy glue, holding these in place. That's why the tape's there. I'm just letting it dry. And the same thing with these two. And now I'm going around with these 6 windows, and I measured up a little piece of plastic to use as a template, so I can just mark it out and cut 6, or rather 5 of these things to glue in place around the edge of the hull. So I'm gonna get back to doing that, and I'll be back probably with the sensor dome. See you guys in a second. Well, I got all the windows installed. You can see those 3 windows are installed. All the windows at the edges here are installed. I just initially installed them with canopy glue, and then I reinforced that with just some super glue. And I made sure the super glue wasn't anywhere near where the window ports would be, because super glue tends to fog out plastic. It didn't look like it did too bad of a job on these, but I didn't want to risk it. So I also painted a little. You can see there's a kind of that tan brown that the walls were. And then I detailed the rec deck a little bit. Just paint, because you might be able to see some color through the windows. So I wanted to add, or make it kind of make the illusion that there was something behind the windows, and that just a little bit of color. So I'm not going to light it from below. I'm not going to put the lighting strip in here, because I think I'd have to put it way too close to the windows and I'll just blow out the windows. So I'm going to light it from above. And luckily, this has cutouts for the windows. There's this lip here, which helps kind of, it helps mount this hole together. It kind of lines it up. But anyways, there's holes where the windows are, or cutouts. See, windows are here, windows are here, windows are here. So I'll be able to know where to put my little strips of light. I'll just put a little 3 LEDs, 3 LEDs, 3 LEDs, 3 LEDs, 3 LEDs. I have to cut out the lip where the rec deck window is and where these six little windows are over here. So I'll have to measure and cut out where those are. But yeah, so I'll mount those up here. And the only thing that I really have left to do with this is actually the little lighting I'm going to do down here, which is the RTS thrusters. And I'm going to put a light strip here, a light strip here, and a light strip here to light up the BC deck windows. These little windows here. For the rec deck, which I have the photo etch for, I will have to actually light that from the top and put a little lighting strip up here. And I think that's it. So yeah, the lights around here, lighting strip here. I'm going to put 3 lighting strips around here too to light up these windows below. See the ones here, here, and here. I'll just put 1, 2, 3 lighting strips there. You saw that? Here, here, and here. To light these 3 sets of windows up. And that should do it for the windows on the primary hull. And I still need to do the RTS on here. And I was going to just run fiber from down below to up here, but I don't know if I'm going to do that because I'd have to line them up. I don't know how easy that would be. I'm still thinking about that. The other lights of the hull, of course, are the marker lights, the 3 marker lights down here. And I have to start thinking about that as well. And the 3 ones up here. So put that over here. So I have a little bit more done. I'm painting up the sensor dome. That's why I have not shown it off. I'm painting up all the details, and then I'm going to light it, and I'm going to install it in here. And I also have whole details to paint still, like the various gray sections. I think I'll do that in the meantime too. So let me get back to work, and I'll let you guys know when there's more to know. Well, I kind of went to town on the lighting here. So sorry I didn't show any of this, but it just kind of all went together at once. I got all 4 of my RTS thrusters in here. And again, I'm using just my electrical tape and hot glue and a little bit of super glue to get these in here. I don't have the blinker lights light blocked yet. And I got my 3 hull lights that'll shine up to the BC deck. But yeah. So that's more of a closer look at those wires. And this method works for me, so that's why I do it. I also got the some detail done on the underneath here. I got the the red circle that goes around these. You see it for a second, and I got some of the color on here. I got my sensor dome installed. I'm not sure how much of this kind of thing I'm gonna do. I just did it because, well, for fun. I just wanted to see if I could. I think that's gonna. I might dust some white over it because it looks a little bit too contrasty, I guess. So I might just dust some white over this here. These look fine. And I got the little phaser nubs painted gray too, because they are painted gray apparently, and those get decals over them. I still haven't painted the duck egg around here. And what else? Oh yeah, the RTS thrusters, they have a decal that goes with them, so I don't have to paint those. But I think it turned out pretty well. I think the detail paint on the dome there turned out pretty well too. What I'm gonna do is try to get all these wired in, except for these 3, because they don't light anything down here. But get the rest of this stuff all tied together and show you what I've done. I'll be back with that, okay? Okay guys, here's everything lit up. blinkers aren't quite in unison. I'm not sure why. They go in and out of unison. I'll have to figure that out. You can see these are lit up here. We've got the RTS thrusters. You can see, where's one? There's one. See, that's lit up. Those are lit up. Blinkers are going. See if I can do this. I'm holding one hand with the battery here, so let's see if we can shut some lights off and get this a little better. You can see it a little better there. Yeah, those lights are not blinking in unison. I think it might just be because of the I have this temporarily wired in, so they're not all getting power at exactly the same moment. They're getting power a millisecond, you know, half a millisecond apart. So that's why they're not blinking in unison. At least I hope that's it. And when I get everything soldered and they're all getting power like that at the same time, hopefully that'll fix the problem. I'm going to go shut off the room light. I'll be right back. Alright guys, this is what it looks like in really low light. As you can see, the hull is being lit by those LEDs perfectly. You can see the RTS really well in this light. See all the blinkers, everything's working perfectly. And I think that's going to do it for this week, you guys. I'm still working on the what are they, nacelles. I've been focusing on this so much that I haven't really got to do much of that. I did do a little detail painting on the deflector dish. I did get the little silver lines in there. If you can, well, it's really dark. Let's turn some lights on. I did get the silver lines. And I've still got the decals. I'm still debating whether to do that or not. And let's find something to mount this on. Let's flip this over. Yeah, I just got this all temped in, the battery. Now I have to go and clean up the wires, hot glue them where I want them, and I'm gonna bind them all together into just two, like I did with the nacelles, which will eventually go through the neck. So yeah, that's about it for this week. I still have a couple things to do. And then I'm going to, well, the light blocking is what I mean. A couple things to do. I have to light block those three, and that's it. And then I think I'll be moving on to the upper hull. We'll see if we can't get that done next week. So, I hope you guys join me. I hope you've enjoyed this. Take care.